By request today on Budget Lawns, what is the difference between core and spike aeration? Hey, what's up my friends? Thanks for coming back to another round of Budget Lawns. As I said today, this is a by request topic. If you have any requests, some things that you want to know about, always leave a comment down below. I'd love to get a little more active with answering your questions. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know every time a new video is uploaded. Hit that thumbs up button as well. All those things go so far in helping out creators and growing their channels. But anyway, this is one I got recently. What is the difference between spike and core aeration? Well, let's just keep this as simple as possible. They both, in layman's terms, are putting holes in the ground, but not all holes are created equal. Probably gonna get some feedback on that one. Anyway, get your mind out of the gutter. We're talking about lawn care. So, what's the difference between the two? Which one should you do? Which is most beneficial? Always kind of a hot topic in the lawn care world. But let's just kind of break apart the main differences, and then I'll give you some feedback on what is typically the most preferred method to aerate your lawn. So, you've got spike aeration and core aeration. They're both punching holes in your lawn. A spike aerator, usually in the form of a drum, pulled behind some sort of machine, just pokes little spike holes into the ground. As opposed to core aeration, the device goes in and pulls a plug of soil out with it. So you can probably think about this on your own and make a decision on which one you think is most beneficial. But long story short, core aeration is the way to go. Core aeration is going to pull a plug of soil out of the ground and open that compacted area up to more airflow and allow for more nutrient absorption and a healthier stand of soil all around. Now, it's not to say that the spike aeration is not beneficial, but it's certainly not the way you should go if you're not doing this on a regular basis. Spike aeration is used predominantly by folks and very well maintained areas of turf. It's a quick fix, we can put it that way. You're going to get a quick fix, you're going to poke some holes in the ground with a spike, it's going to open it up to some more air, it's going to allow more nutrients to get to the turf, but over time, if that's all you're doing, what it's really doing is pushing that soil down, and you're actually going to get further compaction down further into the soil, where core aeration is pulling that out and removing it completely, and it just is an overall better process to aerate your lawn. So how can you do the two? I mentioned that the spike aerator is usually in the form of a drum. Core aeration, you've got a couple options. You can do it manually like I do, which I should say I have never completely aerated my whole lawn. I only have this for spot aeration of the really bad compacted areas in my spring dead spot, which I showed how I did that in a video a couple weeks ago. I'll leave a link of that in the description below. But you can see this thing will pull out plugs of soil. You can also rent machines. I'm sure you've got a place locally, Lowe's, Home Depot sometimes will rent them. You can rent a machine that will make the process a lot faster than this thing will. So if you're going to aerate your entire lawn, I would not recommend one of these unless you're just really gung-ho and want to do it. But you can rent a machine that will do it, and it will take care of the process much more efficiently, easily, and quickly than one of these suckers will. You know, you're probably going to see a lot of folks online, and it's even been said before, that you should mow your lawn while wearing golf spikes. Well, one, golf spikes are soft spikes for the most part these days, so you can throw that out the window. And two, you've probably seen the spike aeration shoes. Now, if someone's used those and seen good results, leave a comment down below and let us know, because overall, when it comes to the spike aeration shoes, I've not heard much good. And truth be told, I've not really heard a lot of good when it comes to spike aeration in general, but all the folks that do the core aeration seem to have really, really good results. So, when should you aerate your lawn? Now, that's not a question that can be easily answered. For one thing, all different turf types, whether cool season or warm season, require care at different times of the year. So how do you know what time of the year you should do certain things to your turf? Well, I'll tell you how I know, and I've pretty much got this thing memorized, but this is where I started. You need to check your local university agricultural extension office. I'm in Arkansas, so I use the University of Arkansas. I've got bermudagrass, so I've got this bermudagrass calendar printed off. It's in my lawn journal, and I use it as a guide to know when to do all the basic lawn care tasks to my lawn, and I don't even do all these. Like I said, I've never aerated completely. I've never dethatched. I use it just for the basics, and I really don't even use it anymore because I know when all this stuff needs to be done. But aeration for bermudagrass, as indicated in the calendar, is best done in May, June, July, and August. And why in the summer, you might ask? Especially you're asking that if you're a cool season person, because you wouldn't think about putting the lawn under that much stress in the summertime. But there's a reason why you do it to bermudagrass in the summer, because that is when it is growing most vigorously. So you want to make sure you do a lot of these tasks during its peak growing season so it can grow back in and recover as quickly as possible. So I'll see online in a lot of the message boards or groups on Facebook, you see people ask questions all the time, and my goodness, I think the street sweeper is going by. But I kind of get frustrated sometimes when I see just the same answers parroted over and over from people without asking some basic questions like, what grass type do you have? We talked about this when we mentioned when to seed a couple videos ago. It was in the same video about the core aeration of my spring dead spot. You have to know those things, because I hear too often someone's answering a question to someone that's got a Bermuda grass lawn and they're saying aerate and overseed in the fall. And they didn't even ask what turf type they got. No, that doesn't work for Bermuda grass. Just take that 5 extra seconds to ask somebody, what grass type do you have? Because they're gonna be opposites for cool and warm season grasses. Cool season, you're gonna do a lot of these tasks in the fall or in the spring. For warm season grasses, you're gonna do them in the late spring and summer when it's heating up. Hence, cool season grass, spring, fall. Warm season grass, late spring, summer. Sorry for that little rant there, but I just had to get that off my chest because it's driving me nuts. So look in your local extension office, print this thing off if you've got one. I'm sure you do nearby. And if it's not nearby, there's probably another university somewhere that has an agricultural program that will have different calendars for different grass types, because I know the University of Arkansas has it for Georgia and St. Augustine and Bermuda. Pretty much all the warm season grasses, since we're here in a warm season zone in the southern half of the state. Now, northern half, is a transition area. So some folks, depending on their lawn and shade and all that, might have a cool season grass. But those are tough to keep in good shape here in Arkansas in the summer. But regardless, check those offices and you'll find some valuable resources there. They can do soil tests, all sorts of things. That's kind of how I got started, along with YouTube videos from some of my favorite creators, and it really came in handy. So that should pretty much break down spike versus core aeration and when you should do it. My thing about aeration is, like I mean, I've never done it to my lawn, but I despise it for one reason, because this is the worst day to have a round of golf planned and go out to the course only to realize that they've aerated and top dressed. Wah, wah. Deflated at that point, because, you know, good luck sinking a 20-footer for birdie on an aerated and top dress green. Okay, folks, that's it on this edition of Budget Lawns. I appreciate you joining me back in the garage. Again, if you have any topics that you want more information on, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below, and I will do my best to answer them, even if I don't know anything about them to begin with. Until next time, have a great week, and we will see you here soon on, man, you know what? Sometimes it gets hard. You get all this going, and then you're trying to wrap this thing up cleanly, and it just doesn't work sometimes. But anyway, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.